Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Nikki, Nikki J Design. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to take this Bali twist leg. It's like a hall table, just a little console table that I've been given. This is the first time I've actually done this, so I don't know what it's going to come out like. I've purchased myself some of this. It's a chalk white Rust-Oleum chalky finish furniture paint. I'm going to see what this looks like. I'm hoping to, on the top, put a stencil and do some really nice French boutique type thing on the top. Haven't made my mind up yet. I have purchased a plethora of, might get them out, brushes. Nothing ridiculously expensive. So I think this was my most expensive. I think it cost me about £8, but it feels really, really nice. Like little stencil brushes. Those came in a pack and I got those from Amazon. That one came from, whoops, dropped on the floor. That one came from B&Q. This one I thought would be quite good for little details. And then a little chopping brush which I got from Wilkinson's, and it was only about £2, so that's really good value. So what I'm going to do is have a go, see what it looks like, and then you can obviously comment, tell me whether you've actually done anything excuse me, like this before. I have got various projects that I'm hoping to do. As you can see, the one in the back, that's a Dutch dresser. Excuse me. That's a Dutch dresser that I've got the bottom to behind the camera, which I've taken the top off, as in I had sanded it down and taken it back to bare wood on the very top, but the rest of it I'm going to be painting. That is a piece for us that's actually going into our lounge. But this one was a freebie. This one I didn't pay for, I was given it, and I thought, well, it's the best one to probably do a project on and see how it comes out. So let's get cracking. I've got to get into this paint yet. Oh. Right, I have a husband, rather fiance, husband to be, who has shed loads of tools. They're all in his van, and when I need anything, I can never find anything. So I'm using a fork. Here we go. It's going, guys, it's going. Woohoo! Right. Look, I'm shaking it, look, it's all bubbly. Don't know whether you're supposed to do that, but hey. Right. Ooh, this is runny. Now, I've been assured that when you first start anything like this, the first coat is absolutely horrendous. And this is going to take quite a few. I'm not too bothered about how this is going to look. Get off, girls, you don't want the brushes to start with, because this is going to take at least 3 coats in, I would have thought, because we're dealing with dark wood here. And this paint is really, really thin. I've shaken this up. I think that I'm going to have to stir this, because it feels like there's something in it. This can't be right. This is like bloody wallpaper. Well, it's worse than wallpaper paste. Let me have a look. I was right. That's better. First coat done. Hi, good afternoon. So we managed to get the first coat of the hall table done yesterday. I've waited for a full 24 hours for it to dry, and now we're back to put the top on, because I didn't do the top because I thought I needed to be lower and be able to actually touch the project without getting paint all over my hand. So I'm going to paint the top this afternoon. Hopefully that should be able to dry enough time to be able to put the second coat on the legs. Right, let's see what happens now. That will dry, then we'll come back to it and we'll do it all over again. Hi, so we're back this afternoon and I am going to finish off the first table that I started. Since then you'll have already seen up on my channel that I've done my Dutch dresser and it's complete, it's in the lounge. But I had some issues with the ballet twist table that I had because I painted it, and obviously you saw that the paint was really thick and we had to stir it, went over it again. I ended up putting one coat on, and then what happened was where the wood around the top had been taken back, it actually leached and made the paint yellow. So we had to sand that back, we had to put some Knotty on it. I'll put a picture of that particular product. It's available from B&Q in the UK. Now, Knotty is a product that you would put on a raw wood to stop any sap coming through that would seal. I'm sure you would be able to use shellac in exactly the same way. It's just that we didn't have any shellac, but we did have the Knotty product, and the other half's used it when we've renewed skirting boards and architrave doors and just gone over the knots before he's actually painted it. So what we're going to do is, because I covered that again with the white paint and with the chalk paint, and it was not to my liking. It was so thick. The paint that I was using was a Rust-Oleum, and I think the next time I use it I'm going to actually water it down a bit because it's just too thick for me. The vintage paint that I used on the dresser was thinner and so much nicer to use. Now I've painted it a second time. I didn't like it because of the thickness of the paint. So what I did was I distressed it, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'll change the angle of the camera and you can have a look. But we've distressed it, and I actually quite like it a lot more distressed. And what I've gone and done is I've gone and bought some stencils, and I'm going to stencil the top of this particular piece, and I think it's going to look really good. I'm going to mix a black and some of the Rust-Oleum chalky white paint so that it's actually great. I think the black on a white would be just too much. So I'm going to make it a grey and see what happens with that. So